What is up, guys? My name is Cherno. Welcome back to another Cherno live stream. Sorry for the delay getting this one up and running. Some stuff was just not connected, so I had to do some stuff. But here we are. How's everyone doing? We are back at it again. Been pretty consistent so far, so I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, I mean, the plan for today is just to get right back into working on the renderer, of course. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts? Because I think I'm gonna just dive in and we're gonna lock in and we're gonna get some work done. And hopefully this week I'm gonna start posting the streams up onto YouTube, onto my Cherno Unplugged channel. So we should have some, we should have them, you know, if you guys wanted to like rewatch them or whatever, or if you miss a stream, then you can see that. All right, cool. Anyway, I have questions about my personal career that I could get insight on. Well, yeah, ask away, and then either me or maybe chat will help you. I don't know. I'm not great at career advice because I've had like one job or one like job in the field of software engineering, and I got pretty lucky with that. So definitely not. And obviously now I work for myself, so not the best person to ask, I think, about career advice. I basically speed ran my professional software engineering career as far as working for other companies, because I just landed it like directly onto the engine team at EA, and then I left, and then I'm done. Like I retired. I don't think I'll ever work for a software company again. So that's my career advice. That's not really advice. That's just my story. Can you render me like one of those French girls? Well, hopefully not me personally, but Hazel will be able to hopefully soon. Yeah. All right, cool. So, is this? Yeah, this is it. So, it was very exciting actually last time because we got, like, Hazel runs now with the new renderer, right? It's like, I don't know if Hazel runs, if that's like fair to say, because Hazel itself is not rendering, like, Hazel's renderer is not really running. So the scene isn't getting rendered, but all the UI is, and we've actually got an application kind of up and running, which is good. So much so that I actually did like a commit. So for those of you who have access on GitHub to Hazel, there is the renderer 2025 branch, and that finally has a commit as of like our last stream, which was according to this on the 19th of May. So we are in business officially, so to speak. And let's give this a go. Oh, and also, I think one of the issues we had last time, I think directly after the stream, I was like, I know why this is happening. Yeah, so one of the issues we had was that, so this is Hazel at the moment. I gotta stop logging this crap. But this is Hazel at the moment running in the new renderer. Yeah, we've got the title bar and stuff, and we also can't really drag ImGui Viewports outside of this window, so we need to work on that at some point, but that's like minor stuff. That's not like, you know, the main thing is all of this obviously works, and the mouse picking in the scene works even though the viewport's blank. So that's all kind of nice, but we had this like fade, like all the colors are kind of faded. And if like my first thought was like there must be like some kind of ImGui dialog box, because if there is, then it fades everything else out. But of course we can't see it, and it doesn't seem to be one, right? So because of that, my next thing was like, oh, well, there's probably the Swapchain image format. And I had a look, in the Swapchain image format by default in this new kind of NVRHI thing is actually set to sRGBA. So that would be why, because our colors aren't actually sRGB. So if we just set that back to RGBA, that should fix it. Because I also looked at what Hazel's Swapchain format was, and it basically was that, right? So we have this file called Vulkan Swapchain, and this like class called Vulkan Swapchain, which is quite a lot of code. It's like 600 lines. I don't know why, but this is I wrote this. This is Hazel's like, you know, Vulkan Swapchain class, but now we've switched to kind of using NVRHI's one. I mean, they don't provide one, but Donut do. So we basically switched to NVIDIA's Swapchain kind of class, which is inside the Vulkan device manager now, which is over here. And then, yeah, they like to select a different Swapchain format. So hopefully with that now done, you can see our colors are back to normal, right? So now this looks like Hazel, which is great. Cool. All right. So all this like acquired Swapchain image stuff, let's get rid of logging that. because that was us trying to debug like a flickering that was happening, and the solution to the solution to the flickering basically, or the reason why it was happening, was because we were actually rendering twice. Because the device manager itself, we need to really strip this class. I kind of just slapped it in there without stripping it much, but we need to strip it because it contains a lot of stuff that we don't need, because it's kind of like we have other classes in Hazel to do that stuff, but this was like an all-in-one class. It was like doing the Swapchain, the Vulkan instance creation, Vulkan context, Vulkan device, probably most of what our window class does. It does a lot of stuff, right? So we definitely don't need to do most of that. And so because of that, this is going to be a work in progress that we probably change a lot, but I'm just trying to get stuff obviously up and running first before I start refining. So let's see. What should we do next? Oh yeah, that was that other thing that we were logging. What was it? Acquired Swapchain and presenting Swapchain. And then it was also like rendering. So I just want to get rid of the logging, because that's preventing us from seeing other stuff. Where did that go? And then rendering ImGui as well is up here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so next up then, if that's kind of good, like we can, yeah, it looks like all the ImGui stuff. Let's see, like, yeah, dialog boxes seem to render. The things looks a bit weird, the colors, but I'm sure they're fine. Yeah, some of these are weird, and I think it's because they're trying to be off screen. I think if we reset our imgui.ini file, it'll probably work, but then we'll have to relay everything out, which is very annoying. But yeah, well, viewports is obviously something we need to work on at some point, because it's not going to work otherwise. Yeah, it's very annoying because I don't think we can. I don't think this works. Okay, here's something we can do. I guess I'll just do this for now. If we go into Hazelnut and there's imgui.ini, but why would it be on the other hand in other? So doc.id. Is there anything here that is 40,000 lines of code, or 40,000 lines? It's not really code. Because I don't know, if I reset this, like if I get rid of this, it's obviously going to ruin our layout, and we don't actually have a way to reset the layout. Like that file sets the layout, you know? So this is going to be all messed up. But it should all work. Oh no, it's not working. So it's not happy with that. That's tragic. This works, but this content browser panel really doesn't want to work. I wonder why, because unless it's got some custom code in there, but whatever. Let's not worry about that yet. Let's go back to this one, because that was better. Or should we? Should we try and make the ImGui viewports work? Maybe we should do that, just because that will kind of finalize almost the ImGui situation. I guess we should also fix this window decorated situation. Yeah, let's do that as well. So we need to make sure that, and we have a custom fork of GLW that has some custom stuff in it. So we need to make sure that works. But if I have a look at window, because the main thing here is probably the fact that like, since this now creates the window, which again, I don't know if I'll keep this. We're going to start refining. Like, we're going to do a lot of refining. We're going to have like a few weeks of just refining at some point. But since I'm kind of trying to not like speed run this, but kind of speed run this, I want to do, because I don't want this like device manager shouldn't really probably handle the window stuff. Like, that's why we have the window class. It's just NVIDIA decided to combine it, but I don't really want to. But nevertheless, since it is doing that, so decorated, let's just add a bool here called decorated, which we can set to M specification decorated. And then the reason why that's important is because it used to do stuff. It used to do this. So does it just create window surface? Wait, does it create the window elsewhere? No, it clearly doesn't. Create window device and so. Oh, it just happens. Yeah, in the non-Vulkan specific one. So does that happen? I'm guessing that happens before we create the window. Yeah. So we kind of have to do this. So this happens if it's not, yeah, if it's not decorated. So if decorated is false, we remove the title bar. So now I think that should just, maybe that will just work. So that will get rid of that, the window decoration, the decor. We're getting rid of the decor because we have our own decor. How do you get better at algorithmic complexity? I can design an engine, that's just smart engineering. I can follow a graphics paper, but writing a novel algorithm for difficult and unique problems, say custom GI solution, I don't know where to start. Okay, well, I am not the best person to ask because I don't do stuff like that. I realized about 8 to 10 years ago that I was basically not cut out for that stuff, but nor did I have interest being that hyper-focused on one area. I think that like if you want to write novel GI algorithms, like you really have to do a lot of research, obviously, and almost dedicate your life. Sounds dramatic, but along those lines, you know, to that specific industry. Like you're not just going to be writing novel algorithms on, you know, various topics. Like it just doesn't really happen these days because first of all, there's so many engineers, so much has already been discovered, and also AI can help a lot with that stuff these days. In fact, AI is already helping us find certain, like, you know, mathematical models that we just weren't really aware of before. So, yeah, I genuinely don't know. I think that you have to think about whether or not you want to go down that path. First of all, like I'm more of like I like creating stuff, you know, and I like making, that's why a game engine's like perfect. For me, it's like a platform that I can use to create stuff, you know, and I obviously like game engines a lot as well, but I wouldn't be able to make a game engine if I was hyper focused on one, you know, system. So, long story short, I don't know. But I would also just question whether or not you really want to go down that path. Like, do you really like, say, graphics or rendering that much that you basically only want to do that? Or are you more interested in like other things? And also, like, even within just graphics and rendering, like, you know, obviously you can work for a company on that kind of stuff, but working for that company on research for that kind of stuff is a very different, like, discipline. Okay, so here we have the window. It looks identical now to Hazel, which is cool. Obviously, yeah, resizing works and everything. This works. It behaves like a normal window. It's not decorated. So I'm happy with that. Like, we've got that back to basically what it was. The dock spaces and stuff are really weird as well. So, yeah. But I don't know, like, we can have a little vote. Like, do you guys want me to implement ImGui Viewports now, or do you want me to move on with Hazel's renderer? So Viewports, basically what that means is, I don't know, perhaps it's better to show in a working version of Hazel. But if we open up a, this is a like a different branch of Hazel that actually works. Viewports basically look like this, right? So this is Hazel. Let me minimize that. This is Hazel. This might be more clear. This is Hazel for the third time. And then if you want, like, you can basically take, like, say, this panel, and you can see that I can drag it out. And you can see, obviously, it's kind of protruding from the base window. This is the base window in green, and it's protruding. And I can, like, completely undock that and, you know, make it work, you know, well, with any of these, really. You know, I can be like, hey, viewport, come over here. And just lay this out however I want. Obviously, multiple monitors works great for that. So that's what ImGui Viewports kind of enables you to do. Hopefully it doesn't save this horrific layout. So we don't have that at the moment, which is why you can see that if I drag this out, like, it doesn't, like, it ends here. So should we work on that, or because it doesn't really matter, both tasks need to be done. And then of course you can, in the working version of Hazel, you can dock everything back in. And everything is great. Or should we work on this? So obviously, like, this is a working version of Hazel where we have the viewport. So this is actually Hazel's renderer rendering the scene. Do we want to get that up and running first, and then we can worry about the ImGui viewports? The only thing that is making me maybe, this is the log from the other one, isn't it? Oh no, it's from this one. The only thing that's making me maybe consider doing, because normally I'd be like, who cares about the ImGui viewports? That's like a detail. You don't even technically need that. But the problem is, I think because of that, these are behaving weirdly. So you can see like the content browser, I can't really drag it. I'm not exactly sure why. We could also debug that probably, but that's a problem. Whereas if we just had viewports, we would just be able to finalize the ImGui part. So viewports versus the kind of Hazel renderer. What do you guys think? I might just like, I don't know if I should do a real poll. Both features need to be re-implemented, obviously, because I'm working on the new renderer, so it's like I need to bring it back. I need to implement all the different things that are missing. So at the moment we can't render anything in Hazel, apart from the UI. But also viewports are also not implemented. So viewports, or like, both will be happening, obviously, but it's just like the order of what we do. So I don't know if I'll do a poll. I guess I can do a poll. I haven't done a poll in a while. So okay, let's just do a little poll. I need to probably bring that up on this computer. Okay, vote up, guys. All right, almost done. 5 seconds. Looks like ImGui viewports. Cool. All right. I kind of wanted to do ImGui viewports just because I feel like it'll be simpler than Hazel's renderer, which is literally the rest of this entire project. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's close that. Okay, so viewports used to work. If we go to ImGui build, and then we look at Vulkan with textures, which is the old one. There was this whole like viewports implementation for the rendering probably, where like the thing is, we didn't keep that, did we? No, we did. Hang on a minute. But this still has to like, there's probably create window. So this stuff needs to happen. And then there's destroy window. So all of these we need to re-implement kind of, but they also need to work. I guess they need to be on a per platform basis. So we're gonna see how this ends up working. Because at the moment, if we go to ImGui layer, that does all the, yeah, so we have this, which I've disabled, as you can see. That's probably why they're not being updated and we can't move them. So I guess we take this away. But I'm just thinking, because we obviously did ImGui impl GLFW, so we actually have this GLFW implementation. We're using that. It's just this doesn't have any Vulkan code, I'm pretty sure. What does it? I mean, it kind of includes Vulkan more towards the end. And it does do create window. Platform create window is, oh, but that's, yeah, GLFW create window. So does that do the Vulkan? If it's OpenGL, it does that. Does it do anything for Vulkan? Like, I'm curious how before we used to call, because we used to use this. So this create window, which sets up the swap chain. So this is important for the new window. How does that work? So there's render a create window, which does that. And does NVRHI implement any of that stuff inside? I think ImGui renderer is what does that. No, it doesn't. So this does do the rendering. But I guess it doesn't really do anything. Because init does this, which is all, and then I guess we had init for Vulkan. So yeah, so we did in fact still call that. And that's inside just glfw. So there is actually an init for Vulkan. Well, no, there's, wait, hang on, init for Vulkan. So what does that do? Oh, it just calls init with Vulkan. Got it. So client API is, so if viewports is enabled, here it is. It does init platform interface. Really just does that for viewports. Let me quickly find this again, sorry. Yeah, so if viewports are enabled, it does init platform interface, which has to set all of this stuff up because I guess we need viewports. It doesn't do any backend data stuff, but it does have the ability to create a window. I'm guessing this calls that yeah, so or does it? Render a create window. Is that called from here? No. So where platform IO? Oh, here's platform IO. Platform create window. Yeah, but not render a create window. So as if that doesn't call render a what on earth calls it? It has to though, right? Okay, actually, this is Hazel. This is the other version of Hazel. So one thing we can also do is, because I don't think Vulkan ImGui layer did that, probably not. So what I would like to do is just see what calls that, just so in my head I know how it works. So create window is what I'm interested in, and that is render or create window. So where does that happen? Oh, directly inside ImGui.cbp. Wow. Okay, I did not think that. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good actually. So, so then we just need to make sure that I guess we just need to make sure that literally all of these functions are implemented. And for now, we probably could even just steal them, but the problem is they'll be Vulkan only, whereas we want it to work with DirectX 12 and 11. But I don't know, like the thing, obviously we basically have to feed them through the device manager, I think, because the device manager that's where like the Vulkan specific code is, you know. An init platform interface. What calls that? I guess init within here would. Okay, this is just gone now. So let me just quickly see where that's called from. Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't think we need that. I mean, we might, because I think it's gonna, the problem is it's gonna get this backend data, and it's gonna, what does it need from that? Vulkan init info. But then again, we could rewrite this. Where does this go? So I think, yeah, so Vulkan view, so we actually create that. Yeah, so viewport renderer user data is VD, right? So what is that? That's inside ImGui.h, but I don't understand. We have a separate one of these per window. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is all stuff that we have to re-implement, kind of. Well, we don't need much from this. It just needs the Vulkan init info, because I'm assuming it's going to use... It just needs, like, a few of these things. But I think that the result of this is kind of essentially this renderer user data. And I think it only uses that to share between this, so that it can destroy windows, set the size, obviously, render window, and then, yeah, and then do... yeah, the swap buffers and stuff, right? So this is where I guess the device manager that we have comes in, and we have to make sure that we can basically create a device, create a new window with device manager on the fly like this. Even though maybe we can cut out window though, because the glfw function, right? That actually, I think that just that calls like create window or something, right? Because you've got the viewport data here. Oh yeah, this is in fact, viewport renderer user data. Sorry, that's inside the viewport, which is what the context is, right? So therefore, yeah, it is per viewport. You have like this viewport data object, or like struct of data, right? Yeah, so this is actually pretty okay, I think. That's the wrong project. Yeah. We just need to make sure that... I guess I just add it to either to this or to ImGui layer. I mean... I don't think it really matters too much. What does it? I don't know. We're just gonna have to start working on this and then we'll see. I guess I'll put it into ImGui layer. But yeah, we'll see. We might move it around. Okay, so then if we have a look at not this, but this, pop this side by side. This is kind of what we need to set up, init platform interface. I guess I will just steal that, might call it the same thing. Okay, and then so now we need all these functions basically, and what are they exactly? So we kind of copy, I'll start with one so that we don't get too crazy. What are they called? So it's, yeah, render a create window. We'll do that. Okay, so this we don't really, yeah, we just need to set that kind of, I want to kind of get rid of Vulkan from here because I don't really want this to be just for Vulkan. And then this stuff. So Vulkan H window WD. Do we have a concept of that inside ImGui renderer? No. So window data. What about here? No. So that's purely something that we used to have here. So where? Window data. Help a structure hold. Yeah, so that has the actual swap chain and stuff. So and I guess the actual window. Yeah, the window data. Well, that makes sense. And where is that stored? Inside this data. But that's still per viewport. So what does that have? The window, this bool, and some render buffers, which are frame buffers. Okay. It's going to be a little bit hard to keep track of everything, but we're going to try. So yeah, so the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure that we're going to want to basically have we're going to kind of have our device manager. We're going to have a device manager, I think, here. And then that actually has the window inside it and the Vulkan init info, like, it'll have that basically there. So if we make one of these, we know we have that. So is that actually all we need? We might need other stuff. Like there was this window owned boolean, like I guess we can add that. Don't really know what that's for. Also device manager, like that can probably be like a unique pointer or something. That's not a reference counted object, no. Just initialize this stuff. Okay, so we would create this and then we can set it. And now we can go through and do everything, I guess. So basically the way this would work is we would make a device manager and we would set it up very similar to how we did inside, was it window.cpp? So we basically like this, you know. The thing is though, this didn't really do the creation of the window, whereas this I guess will. I mean, it's called create window, but create window doesn't create the window. It already has a window, I think. I mean, not here, but... Or does it? Create or resize window. Create window swap chain, create window command buffers. Where does it get the GLFW window from? That's what I'm wondering. Because there is obviously a function that creates... What does it? Yeah, I need to know where it... It doesn't do it in this file. Which means it probably does it inside... I mean, I could put a breakpoint in here and just trace it back, but I think I kind of get most of this anyway. So create window for a viewport is what does it. So we actually have this function. We don't really need it though, but it will run when platform create window runs, which I'm guessing is an ImGui CVP. Yeah, it is. So it's calling it here. It says, so if we need a new platform window, it's actually going to call platform create window. And then it's also going to call renderer create window. So that's the flow of things. So we're kind of doing both in one, which I don't know if that's a, I wonder why it's even, it's separated, I think, because you can have like GLFW, which does the window creation stuff, but then obviously you can have multiple render API backends. So that actually falls in line with exactly what I wanted to do, because Device Manager does both things at the moment, but I don't really want it to. I want it to take in probably an existing window. So, because it has a GLFW window, and you can see it does a lot of stuff, but that's also because you can see that the way NVIDIA set it up is it does all of this stuff. Like it has all the callbacks for like, you know, the events like key presses and stuff, which we don't use any of these. Like I think we disabled them somehow. Like it's got these callbacks, but I think we, I think what happens is create window device and Swapchain runs here. But then afterwards, we go through and install all of our own callbacks, probably. Trying to see where we do that. Or do we not? If we don't, that's bad, and we should. I guess we don't, but we should, yeah. I mean, like the camera, obviously, like all this stuff doesn't actually matter at the moment. ImGui is obviously getting them though, because if ImGui wasn't, but I think ImGui is getting the callbacks from ImGui layer. So ImGui layer is probably gonna, or maybe not layer, but is it that? Yeah, where is that happening actually? That's a good point. It might be in here. Yeah, so install callbacks does it. So you can see it's actually making that stuff happen. And then it's calling our callback like that. So it kind of installs a callback on top of ours so that it can intercept everything. So that's how that's happening. And then I think it's going back to, say, key callback GLFW, which I guess is doing this stuff. I mean, we can test it out, but anyway, I say we probably strip all of that in a minute. And we change this so that we can create a Hazel window. So we're separating window and device manager from this. And yeah, that will probably work. Now, to do that though, we're gonna have to, I would like to revert what we just did by just commenting it out. I would like to basically get rid of that, because if we don't, it's not gonna compile, and I wanna make sure that we're back to a working state, basically. Let's just do this for now. We're probably gonna have to also just do an if. I'll do an if to do here. And this we called this. Let's just control F7 that. Did that build? Yeah. What do I think about learning C++ from books such as C++ Primer 5e? I don't know what that is. I've been spending too much time on reading and solving its exercise, but I feel the progress making it is a bit slow. I don't know, like, books are I would start by just doing stuff. Like, I think practice is way better. Books are good, maybe references, but I don't know if I would follow a book. I didn't really do that. So I don't know how effective that would be. I would recommend you just start working on a project, and then obviously there'll be so many things you don't understand that looking up stuff in a book might be good. But yeah, for you to just like stick to a book and try and get through an entire book on C++ before really working on anything, I think that's very hard. Like hard from like a mental point of view, you know? Okay, so this is obviously up and running. So here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna start changing how like the device manager works basically. So device manager CPP, and then we got this. So basically what I want to do is, this is gonna be a little bit annoying, but I should have done it maybe at the beginning. So we have this window class, right, which used to create the GLW window. I want it to do that. So at the moment we do device manager, and then it does create window, device, and swap chain. So this basically is going to change. I think I'll rename this to create device and swap chain, right? So it's not going to create the window anymore. All the stuff that it does, I think, is probably good, and I can kind of just cut it out. The callbacks we don't need, but yeah, like basically all of this stuff I think is good. We can go through it line by line and just make sure that, because obviously Hazel used to do a lot of it that we kind of got rid of. So let's just paste this in here. And then the thing is, we don't really need, we need some parameters, but not all of them. Oh, it does create instance here. And then it does that stuff. Wonder why. And see, like param swap chain format, like we don't have that. We weren't doing anything with that before. I don't really think it was that important, I guess. And refresh rate, like we didn't set any of these hints. Maybe that's for more platforms as well, it's important. This can just be specification. Decorated. I'll try and use specification as possible because I don't really want to combine the two anymore. Now this is, this we will probably combine a bit. Actually, we did set that. Well, kind of. But we found a format that matches the swap chain format. Whereas here we just got a video mode. I don't know, man. Yeah, so this the size and stuff. So I guess, I don't know if they supported full screen. I guess not. So we can probably just try and do this instead. We've already set this. I don't know if we need that. And then specification width height. Yeah, so that's basically what that, oh, there is a start full screen. So it just does GLW get primary monitor versus not pointer. So that seems to be all we need. So maybe we can just do that. Whatever, I'll risk it, I'll implement that, and then if it doesn't work, then we will, we've got version control, we can check it out, but this will just simplify things. So this is now the creation function. We don't really have a return false. Oh, and it has to do this as well. I don't know what that is. That's if we want it to start at a particular place, I guess. And there's also maximized, which that I think is, I thought we had a maximized thing. Yeah, start maximized, okay. Wait, what? Oh, that's an application specification, not a window specification. Oh, because it does it itself later, which is a bit weird. So, I don't know. I kind of want to do this maybe here. Because it is a window thing. So maybe we should do it here. Yeah, I guess we'll have this happen here. We can combine them later. Format info, create instance, error callback. Okay. Yeah, none of these we kind of need. So I'm gonna, the thing is, I want to go through them and I want to check it out. The reason why is because they do a few more things than we do, and I just want to make sure. Why do they have this here? Anyway, they do a few more things than us. I'm surprised that even works because we use that, but whatever. So let's see. Yeah, so you can see now we're just kind of doing device and Swapchain and stuff like that. But there's also instance, which we were doing. Like we want to do that, I think, here as well. That's like the Vulkan instance. And then this error callback, what does that do? I don't think we ever used that. So let's cut that out of here, put it in here. Oh, we did, GLFW error callback. And we probably set that as well, right? Yeah, well, we used to. Oh, right, GLFW init. Where does that happen? Oh, create instance. Wait. So that, oh, and then it does create instance internal. Oh, I see, that's why they had it here first. That's weird. Let's just change it to that. And then we can do it there. And then, yeah, we just need to make sure that we initialize GLFW. This is gone. We probably need that here. And we don't need that because we do it later. Cool. Nice. This needs a bit of investigating. That's already done. Format info. So what is this format info? Doesn't exist apparently. How? Did I delete it accidentally? What? Format info. Where is format info? Oh. Okay. Literally unnecessary for everything except for that thing. That's a bit weird, but whatever, we'll keep it. This whole back buffer width and height thing, I guess, is just a specification width and height. So I'll try and use that. I mean, we set it here to that, but and I guess we kind of set it here. We have M data width and height. So the specification is just what you request. So I don't want to overwrite. We should never really be writing to that unless we want to recreate a window. So because of that, I'll set it to that. And refresh rate, like we don't really have one. Like we don't actually set it. So I'm just wondering what the default would be. So it's just 0. But yeah, I guess for now we can take it from here, but it's gonna be 0. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that's done, kind of. Oh, we can go to 3 maybe for this as well, I'd like to. Okay, and then also, so we do device manager create, set window context. That's just, yeah, us setting ourselves, which is fine. Create device and Swapchain. So this stuff needs to happen, now this stuff needs to happen afterwards. So we can move this down to like the bottom. We can put it like, so what used to happen here? Yeah, the render context. So this is perfect. This is exactly Vulkan Swapchain. This is where we used to do all of this stuff. So now it's happening inside here, which is great. So yeah, let's just run this. I don't know if it'll compile, but I don't know if that refactoring is a bit like hasty, so it might not work. Oh, this is, I accidentally duplicated that, I guess. Bro, my studio is planning to make one of our future game in your game engine. That game will be either fully cinematic, so we need an advanced system to handle that in real time. Lol. Good luck. If not possible in a few years, still, it's fine based on your timeline. We have some other projects lined up for as well, but it would be great if Hazel have a system like that. Well, yeah, we did have cinematic tools kind of planned. So if you have a look at our Millinode board on our website, then there's this like path tracing and cinematic tools, because I worked on like path tracing and stuff a while ago. But yeah, this is not, I mean, back then I wrote 2026, but I'm not sure. Like, this is not something that we're hugely prioritizing. But we did have, like, you know, real-time global illumination, stuff like that planned for sure. All right, so I'm guessing window is null here. So I think that's because we need to, the device manager still needs to be aware of the window. So that's the other thing. That's okay though, I think, because what we can do, it has access to the window. So I think it can probably get the native window, which is a GLFW window. I don't know why let's just make that return a GLFW window, and it's called get native window. Who uses this? A lot of places, a lot of people. Okay, whatever, we'll keep that. I might rename it to like get window handle or get GLFW window. I don't know, we'll see. But what I want to do is we have, I think, a GLFW window here and window. I want to get rid of that. And basically wherever that's necessary now, so GLFW show window, we don't need that either. And we're trying to do that after Swapchain, that's fine, but we're places where okay, so run message leave, like we obviously don't use this function. So just in case they do stuff that we miss, I'm gonna leave it here, but just comment it out. I'll do that so we don't get linking errors. And then update window size. Yeah, I think we need to do that. So this can just do like Hazel window, get native window, yeah. That's basically what we're doing now. So shut down as well, like it's not supposed to do this stuff. GLFW terminate, certainly not. And set window title is not its domain. And window, so get window we'll get rid of from here. Set window title, also not supposed to happen. Set informative window title, nice. But no, thank you. Yeah, so the only thing is the resizing it kind of needs to handle, I think. Oh, create window surface. It's gonna need, I guess, in Vulkan device manager. Incomplete type, okay. Hazel core window. It's device null or something. Yeah. Oh. No, we've already got the window. So how has it not made the device yet? What? Okay, we somehow cut something out. I don't know how. Because this is window init. So all of this would have run. And we obviously kept create device and Swapchain. So create device. Vulkan device manager. How did this not happen? It's probably like some state that we're in. That's very annoying. Okay, it's probably returning false from one of these. Actually, if we look at the log, it might tell us. Or not. Oh, is that the, that might be the wrong one. Yeah, here we go. Can't find a Vulkan device that supports this. Really? Doesn't even look like we're requesting much. Okay, I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. We'll see if it works in release mode. Okay, so I think create Swapchain didn't work. I guess we can try a debug build. What changed? We must have like I think some of the stuff must not be set. Like some of the Hi Cherno, how do you feel about streaming and coding at the same time? I feel like you actually focus better on the code while streaming, or am I wrong? Yeah, I definitely, I think I work, I don't know, I'm definitely more consistent when I stream, like as in, you know, if I lock in and I'm really excited about something I'm working on, then I can obviously be very focused and get a lot of work done at once. But if it's like an average day where it's just like, this is a bit tedious, the work I'm currently working on, you know, I'm rewriting a big portion of Hazel, and it's like, it is exciting, but because it's going to be great when it's done, but the actual journey is not the most exciting. So I'm definitely prone to like getting distracted, and maybe like something on YouTube will like catch my eye, or whatever, play like a game of chess or whatever. So I can get distracted pretty easily, or like, because I work from home, like the kids or like my wife or something will like, I can go out, make a coffee, and suddenly half the day is gone, you know? But if I'm streaming, then obviously I'm streaming. Like, I'm not gonna watch YouTube videos in front of you guys and like zone out and do whatever. Like, so that in that sense, if I'm doing boring stuff, it definitely keeps me more focused. But in terms of like whether you guys are distracting, I don't really think so. I mean, obviously sometimes I get into like conversations with you people, but generally if I'm working, like I'm working, you know? Like I'm pretty, I think I'm pretty disciplined in that sense. I was actually creating a device that didn't work. So let's see why. Okay, I might do that again. I probably missed something. And also I try and interact with chat, especially when I'm like compiling stuff, you know? So see, now I'm back to this. What does check do? Oh, it returns false. That's a bit annoying. So create window surface. Like what? This didn't work. Oh no, that's fine. I think pick physical device didn't work. Did our format change? Surely not though. Oh, it hasn't actually done it yet. I like how it's literally building this error stream and it doesn't even know if it's failed yet. So we get all these extensions. How many? Oh, what? Oh, arrays. Oh, I see. It's just trying to find something with all the extensions. So the device is still good. Wonder what I missed. Oh, I did change it to be 3. Ah. That's weird though. Oh wait, but that was fine. It's just this. What? What is this? Minimum image extent is 1600 by 900? How did this happen? And why is our requested extent that? This is very bizarre. Get surface capabilities KHR. Current extent, min extent, max. Why is it getting these extents? That is very strange. Is that because it was it might have been created 1600 by 900. I think I know why. I think that's the default size. Yeah, 1600, 900. So I think what's happening, but 1280, 720, where does it get that from? Requested extent, the back buffer width and height. Okay. Yeah, so we need to set that to the same thing or more. I thought we were kind of doing that, but I guess we're not. So, because I thought I remembered, yeah, look, back buffer width and height. So why is it not that? 1280 by 720, where could that come from? Does it set it or something? So effectively what's happening is we're trying to create a window and a surface with different sizes, I think, and it's not happy. But it's weird because I'm setting this. Oh, does it not? Hang on. Are we still passing this in somehow? Yeah, we should be, right? Yeah, create device and Swapchain. Oh, I got rid of this code, I think. That's probably what did it. Also, just to distract you a bit more, I heard Hazel support C#. Yep. What do you think about some of the other languages out there like Nim, V, or I just haven't used them. I personally like Nim syntax, and I'd love to hear if Hazel might support these someday. It's obviously a big effort for us to support an entire language, and that didn't work. Requested 1920 by 1080 available. Why is it exactly that size? It's very weird. It's like it's just locked into that size and it won't do anything else. Which, you know, we could make it be exactly that size, but it's definitely weird. Like, as in I could set this to specification width. And what was it before, I'm wondering. Very strange. I wonder if we've somehow made the GLFW window not resizable or something. We may have. Yeah, so I just haven't... What is happening here, man? Why is it so white? Flashbang. Hey, it worked. Okay, cool. I can't do anything though. Nice. Let's go back to release mode. Yeah, I get maybe we made it not resizable or something. Let's have a look at if that used to do something with resize. No, maybe not. I thought there was like a... Maybe we used to do that? I mean, I don't think we did. Or at least not here. It's very strange. Why is this stuff here? Okay, whatever, let's just release build. But yeah, like the whole language situation, like, yeah, like, well, it's obviously significant effort for us to support a different language, and I think C# does the job pretty well, and it's what I like using, so therefore, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I can't move this around, so that could be... Oh, resizing does actually work, by the way. So it's just the moving it by the title bar, so that's the title bar. That's the hit test. Oh, but we removed all of our callbacks, didn't we? Did we? I think we did. But I don't see them being removed, so what? Where are all the callbacks? Oh, they're in application. Set event callback into window. No, they can't be an application. Yeah, like all of these. On mouse button callback. What? Maybe I removed them back then. That's a bit strange. Yeah, I did. Why? What a weirdo. Why would I do that? Okay, now we should be able to drag it around. Because that requires the title bar hit test callback thing. Okay, so window maximize inside application. Set window size callback. Okay. Data's probably null because I don't think we set that. So this needs to happen. But yeah, so that's the language situation that, like, rather support one language well, and that's C#. Okay, good. Now we can drag this around again. Okay, cool. So we have pretty much successfully separated window and device manager now, which is great. Also means we can get rid of a whole bunch of stuff from device manager if we want. But more importantly, it means that for the purposes of ImGui, which is what we're trying to do, we should be able to, like, yeah, separate the concept of like creating a new window versus actually making like a swap chain and initializing Vulkan for it. So to do that, yeah, this we don't... Where did I get this stuff from? Oh, right. This is what I was doing. But yeah, but we decided not to do that. Like, as in the creating the window is... But creating the window, I think, does actually create... that's the other thing, right? So creating the window does actually create, you know, the Vulkan device and all of that stuff. And a device manager at the moment... Oh, boy. Device manager at the moment... Create device and swap chain... Actually, even like, I think does create instance, which I'm assuming creates like the Vulkan instance, which we obviously don't really want to do that. Unless it has something here that's like static or something. And it doesn't create it. But it looks like it does, so. Yeah, it calls create instance no matter what. So that's a bummer. Bummer-ish. We could change it so that it doesn't do that. We could make it just create, oh, it doesn't need to create a device either. It just needs to create a swap chain, I guess, for the window. With all of this stuff, I guess. But yeah, then it's just like, creating, I think. Let's have a look at how it used to work again. So, create window. Just do the GLW window. Yeah, in a specific, I guess, way. But that's it. It's really quite simple. I mean, it still has to do all the callbacks. So it reroutes all the callbacks, which is fine. I wonder if this, oh wait, we have this function though, so we can actually call this exact function. I think why we separated it mostly is because we wanted, and a window creates a device manager anyway at the moment. We can remove the device manager from window if we want, but we were kind of trying to not create this. Because this is basically what the device manager does. It's just that, so we do platform create VK surface. What is that? Why is that? That should be in this file, no? Or not. What the heck is that? Where does it set that? Anyway, it does all of this stuff. I don't know. I think it should be not that difficult, to be honest. I still think we create the window like normal. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. So ImGui layer. Hopefully, yeah, it should have hooked up create window. So we have a window, and I think that viewport probably has. It's got render user data and platform user data, which that probably would have the window. In fact, we can actually look at how it, like, it's going to need the window here. So it's, oh, I mean, this is in the view data though. That's setting all this stuff though. So backend data. That's render window. Where is the actual window? Or does it not need it? Platform create VK surface. I really want to see what that is. Create VK surface. It's got to be this, right? GLW create window surface is what it does. So that probably will happen. We can not call that if we want. Yeah, viewport platform user data is what it uses to get the window. So it'll be here. This was the important thing I was looking for. Because we basically need this and this, I think. Because it needs it. Might even pass it in a different way. Maybe that would be better. It's unfortunate this is only in there though. Because I wanted this to use the device manager. That's so annoying. Okay. I guess we can bring that out into the header. Hopefully it works. Yeah, so now we should basically be able to, yeah, sure, we can set this up as well. And we should be able to kind of do this. I don't really know what to set for any of this. I guess those windows aren't decorated. Yeah, I don't know. Any of this doesn't matter. So this for device manager, we just need. Well, we need API, which for now is Vulkan. We're gonna need to set the window probably. No, but it wants a window. Okay. I might just give it a GFW window. I think that might be better. I think you're supposed to use this function anyway. You could just do set, but I think it's fair enough to mandate this ahead of time. What does it actually do? New device manager VK. Does it have a constructor or is that a default constructor? I think it's a default constructor. I don't know if we need both of these, but for now I'm just going to leave it at that. What's your issue? Yeah, yes, it is a non-static. It is non-static. Well done. That's the problem. That's very strange. Is that really an error? How is it an error? It is not a base or member, but it is. It is a non-static data member. What? Bro, you are cooked, MSVC. Is it not like including GLW should be included? Oh, because it's from... Yeah, okay, I forgot about that. I thought that you could initialize stuff like that. Oops. Okay, so that should hopefully also mean that whenever it's used, so we used to do, what was it, Hazel window, get native window. Let's just do window handle now. We still need that, but yeah, that's it. It's the wrong. Oh, that is it. Okay, and now inside window. Yeah, so we should probably just move this whole thing to after we create the window. I mean, I guess we can do that here. But this stuff, we're going to move to the proper place, which is like here. And that way we have like a window handle or whatever. Rename it to window handle. It's not really a handle, it's a pointer, but whatever. It's the principle. And now that should mean that if we go back to ImGui layer, yeah, so we're making this with that window basically. We've got all these settings here. It basically does everything that we do here. There's all this other stuff like clear enable, present mode. I don't know, we'll see. And then eventually it does data window owned. But in terms of like, it doesn't really specify the size or anything. It does select all these presentation modes. None of this really matters. The callbacks are gonna matter, but that's done by GLW, I think. So that's probably all we kind of need. Should we see if this works? Because I think at the moment it will run that, and then it might crash, but we'll see. It's upset with how we're... Oh, yeah. This should be device manager create. And I guess not a unique... Well, it can be a unique pointer. Actually, yeah, why is that not working? Okay, so if we try, I guess, and break logout, we need to enable viewports, which I guess we haven't done. Oh, kind of seems like it's enabled. That's weird. Why did that not do anything? Is it trying to hit our code at all? Yeah, they're definitely enabled. That's weird. Yeah, it's not hitting this at all. I wonder why. So the thing that calls that is render a create window. Are we calling this stuff? Oh, I disabled it again for some reason. Now render platform window is probably gonna do nothing, but I'm expecting it to already like crash or something because we had that one, right? But let's see if this works. No, it doesn't do anything. It's weird. Is this happening? Is that like off? Does some what? But it's supposed to be on. Does something disable it? What the heck? Where are these config flags? I wonder if something disables it, maybe because it's not set. Not everything's set. I kind of want it to be in that dangerous state though. Disable feature, yeah, great. Yeah, it does. It tries all of those. Okay, let me just implement them. That'll be the simplest thing to do. Let me just implement them. I think they all just take the same thing, basically. So destroy window, set window size. I mean, that's probably gonna need to take window size. Render window and swap buffers. And then I'll look up what they need to be. So this takes in a size. This takes in a seemingly unused void pointer, and this takes in also a void pointer. Hey, totally implemented, ImGui. Oh. I am cooked. How are we doing? What time is it? Almost 7 PM. I'll probably stream for like another hour or so. Okay, so this still is not I guess it's not running this. Yep. Is there something else that I didn't do for you, ImGui? Well, I guess we can just run through this. Oh, it doesn't even hit that. Well, it might. Oops. It's got to be this though, because these are actually asserts, I just noticed. So it must, platform has viewports and render has viewports. Backend flags must be, like, where do the backend flags come from? Like, what are these backend flags? Here we go. Platform has viewports. Well, yeah, they're kind of set automatically. So what's the problem? Oh no. Okay, so here's us hitting this. Oh. Wait, what? Yeah, so something is wrong here then. Renderer has viewports. Oh. We have to enable that ourselves, I think. That would probably be inside this Vulkan with textures thing. And it's supposed to do this. We kind of are the backend renderer though. Does it do anything here? IO. It should do it here probably. Probably try that. We're still in debug, but that's probably okay. Actually, let's go to release. Good luck with your pseudo assembly compiler. That sounds like a lot of fun. Alright, cool. Whoa. Well, something is messed up. The heck? Oh, look, viewports are happening. I mean, they're not, but they're trying to happen. Why is it doing that multiple times? I mean, it shouldn't even be doing anything. Does this ever happen? Oh wow, we actually make more windows. That's pretty cool. That's probably what causes it to be weird. But I guess those windows like die or something. Because, no, well, I mean, that device manager lives there, but the window itself from the platform gets created. Yeah, so it's inside, that's weird. I mean, render window and swap buffers doesn't do anything, but we can probably make it do something. Oh, that's the wrong one. How do we do the swap buffers thing? What does it do? Ah, present. Set window size, can we do that? There's resize Swapchain, but that's not. So set window size, in terms of this though, what does that do? Create or resize window. Well, yeah, it has to recreate the swap chain with that, with the size, yeah. I don't think we have that capability inside Device Manager for it to be told what size to set it to. So create Swapchain, which is called from the uppercase version. It has this thing. Ah. How does resizing work? Update window, because I don't think we call that, or do we? Update window. Do we call update window size? Because it does resize Swapchain and it does all of this stuff. This is dangerous though, because it gets it automatically from the window handle. Oh, it's gonna have its own. So actually, this might work. Yeah, because it'll have its own. I feel like you almost don't need to do that. It will just do it for you on the next frame. Assuming this gets called, which I'm assuming it. I mean, it should. Let's see if we can run this. We might not need set window size. Oh, well. No, well, as long as the GLW window sets the size. Yeah, look. So, oh, this might be us, though. B1. I mean, B0, right? Oh, and then that's upset. And VRHI device is null. Oh, this is render platform Windows default. Oh, because it's doing VK present. I see. Oh. How did we create this device manager though? How does it work if we don't specify? Like, don't we need to specify? We would have already created a device. So we need to actually give it an already existing device, I guess. I'm beginning to think that maybe we should separate device manager and Swapchain. Like, the device manager can still maybe have a Swapchain, but otherwise it's a bit strange, isn't it? I don't know. We can make it work. Basically, I guess what would need to happen is we would need to retrieve the current device and give it to device manager so that it can properly create the swap chain. So I'm guessing the device manager has either it has it or, I mean, I guess Vulkan device has it. Vulkan device manager has this get device thing. So it must create that. Yeah, Vulkan create device. But does it not try to go through this? It shouldn't. But I'm just wondering. It probably shouldn't go through this. But it probably does. Or maybe it goes wrong. Doesn't seem to. Might have a quick look. Ever tried using Linux as a daily driver? Nah, I have not. It's not that I'm that against it, it's just that I guess Windows doesn't bother me enough yet. When it does, then I will consider it. And also, like, I primarily use Visual Studio, and I'm obviously making game engines, and Windows is the you know, Windows is the biggest platform that I target for both, I guess, future games and also current Hazel. So it would be weird to work on a platform that isn't my biggest market share, you know? Okay, so let's have a look at what happens here. So we go here, we create this, obviously. Oh, because we never call create device. You're right. I thought the constructor basically did that, but it doesn't. So create device and Swapchain does it, but we just probably need create Swapchain. And for the device, I guess we need to set it. Oh man, okay, this is annoying. What would Microsoft have to do to get you to switch? I don't know. Again, it's not Microsoft. It's if Linux suddenly becomes the biggest platform that people use to develop games using game engines, like if that's everyone uses Linux, then I probably would switch, because it's like I'd prefer to be on the native platform like that I'm developing for, you know, because that way obviously I can do all the testing and stuff on my computer. But if I'm developing on Linux, then that means that Windows is like a second class kind of citizen in terms of support, because I'm obviously using Linux myself. And because I'm kind of making Hazel for myself as well, then I'm going to end up preferring that. And that's going to give most people a bad experience probably using Hazel compared to if I had just been on Windows. So I think there's also that issue. Yeah. But also, like, I don't know, I guess. Yeah. Like for, you know, for like not work. So when I'm not like programming or developing game engines, or, you know, if like if I just need like a laptop, then at the moment, like I use a MacBook Pro, like a 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro from 2020 that I got back then. That's still amazing. Because the M1 and all the M kind of Apple silicon chips are just great. So therefore I'm not like tied to Windows as an operating system. Like I quite like Mac OS. It definitely bothers me sometimes as well. I don't like certain things about it, but overall like it's fine. And I prefer that for like a laptop, just because Windows laptops are just very bad compared to Apple laptops. But that being said, I wouldn't really develop on that, like in terms of writing code, because I primarily make game engines and games. Like Windows is just better suited to that. Okay. Yeah, so this is annoying now because, I mean, I guess that would probably just work though. So if I made a like set device, because it likes using its own device. So if I make a set device function, and again, I'm contemplating changing this, but we'll see. Yeah, so now it would have that. Although this is actually a Vulkan device handle. But no, but that's the same, right? Yeah, it should be the same, maybe. I actually don't know if it is. I guess it should be the same. We might have to cast it. We'll see. Did I manage to fix the frame pacing problems while listening? Yeah, that wasn't frame pace. That wasn't... The problem was I was rendering twice because the device itself had a blank render pass. So I was basically rendering once with all the ImGui stuff and presenting, and then the next kind of frame, but it was all within one frame, would be rendering nothing and presenting. So I was flickering. So it wasn't any like synchronization or anything too deep. It was just rendering twice in one frame, once with data, once without. Okay, so we'll see if that works, but basically I should be able to do set device and then application get graphics device, I think. And then we probably have to call create Swapchain. If it's inaccessible, all right. Oh, you know what? Nah. I'll just make a function like that. That just does this. Okay. Oh, still on debug. Yeah, so they're kind of different devices, I think. I mean, they should be the same. Ultimately, I think I should be able to... Where's my Vulkan device manager? If this is just a device handle... I mean, they're both... Does this have a cast situation? That it actually should maybe work. This should, well, yes, I think it should work, but it's not. Oh, well, yeah, I guess they are different. But what, how are they different, though? And how do I mean, they have to convert as well, so... Maybe. Let's have a look. So does this have a... Yeah, this has a get device function. Oh, well, this returns a normal device. Hmm. I wonder if I can do that. Yeah. Will you ever upload your streams to the VOD channel? Yes. So I'm exporting them, and I will be releasing them probably this week on the Cherno Unplugged channel. So that's kind of like my chill format channel. Okay, so what happened here? This is probably bad or something. I mean, oh, we don't have a Vulkan device. Alright. Oh. Well, yeah, it needs all that stuff, man. That's very annoying. Oh boy. Where does it retrieve this stuff? That's probably in create device, surely. Yeah. Oh, this is so annoying, but it makes sense. I just wish I could, I guess I wish. Yeah, some people for some reason can't watch my streams higher than 720p. It's very strange. Some people can, some people can't. I'm gonna plug in my camera. So I don't really know what the deal with that is. But I'm sorry, people. When I export them, they should be high quality or higher quality. Okay, so now I'm kind of a bit annoyed because we basically, I guess the correct thing to do would be to move out the swap chain, separate the swap chain from the device, because we definitely only want to create one device, but we may want to have multiple swap chains per window. Well, we need to have multiple swap chains, one per window, whereas not different devices. And obviously what I'm doing is kind of a bit of a hack. And also in the instance situation as well. Like, I guess, like, ultimately device manager should probably create the context, like the Vulkan instance, and with all the instance extensions and all that stuff, and then also the actual Vulkan device and the physical device. It should retrieve all that info and select a physical device, create like a logical device, set up all the queues, probably, like the graphics queue, compute queue, transfer queue, that stuff. And then we can hand it over to the swap chain to probably create the swap chain, which we would have to do for all the APIs, but we're gonna have to do that anyway, because if we look at, I don't even have that yet, I don't think, but because this is the Vulkan device manager, but the other, yeah, the other thing will, the other device managers will also, did I not, I guess this is in Vulkan specifically, so, oh no, I have the other device managers. So yeah, they're also gonna have to, basically, I'm gonna have to separate like this swap chain stuff from, yeah, this device stuff, basically. But yeah, otherwise I guess it just doesn't make sense, does it? So even though I really can't be bothered doing that, I think I should. Now we already have a Vulkan swap chain class. So, but I'm not using it because I'm going to use the one provided by NVIDIA. Even though I do like ours, but it's pretty long, 600 lines. And I remember spending so long on writing it back in the day. And now we're just going to delete it. Pretty sad. Okay, well, it is in version control. But goodbye. Ugh, that hurts. That actually, I felt something in my heart. We'll leave the profiler. We will probably leave this. I don't think we need that. Oh, that's for strings. Vulkan device as well doesn't quite exist. This is like device manager now. Vulkan device manager. Allocator we don't need. This we don't need. Hide surface. I think that used to do something. Just to create a Windows surface. Yeah. Okay, sure. Anyway, let's do it. So, create Swapchain. Starts with destroy Swapchain. All good things start with destruction. So we've got destroy, we've got init, and we've got create. We have create with a particular width height, and this is an output width height. I guess I'm gonna get rid of everything. Present we'll need. Because what does it call exactly from the swap chain? It just, I think it just calls create swap chain. And then that's inside, oh, that goes straight away into here. Because it has to do all these semaphores, yeah. So that stuff we're gonna need. I guess I'll start cutting it. Wish me luck, guys. And then I guess we'll do Vulkan. Just we'll include Vulkan.h. Should include this stuff, right? The C++ Vulkan style thing. Okay, and then we've got, unfortunately, 2 create swapchain classes, which is just weird. One and the other, so I guess we'll do create. It doesn't seem to need any of this. I'm going to combine them into one. I don't know why. There's 2. And then this starts by doing all this. I should get rid of that. Forgot that I'm getting rid of stuff as I go. Let's try to present. Begin frame. Which we happen to have. Okay. Okay, maybe that didn't work. Should have. This is probably what we need. Pick physical device. Oh, this actually needs Windows Surface. Yeah. Okay, so maybe not the Surface. Okay, yeah, these families it will get from the device. Yeah, okay, not bad. And then obviously destroy device and Swapchain. Space1, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate the support. Fajni Chlapik. Hello, I love your content. Quick question, how long did it took you to write the renderer code for your engine? Oh, well, this is my 3rd or 4th time rewriting it, so I don't know, a while, usually a couple months probably, but I don't work on it every day, so it's hard to gauge. I don't really count, you know, how long it takes or anything. We'll change that probably later. That I've done. Yeah, Swapchain images, Swapchain index, obviously. That goes to here. So these also, like the swap chain also needs to be made like API agnostic, so that we can not specifically have to create the Vulkan one, which is why these actually should be overrides. Like virtual functions, basically, all of them almost, probably. Frames in flight, we don't have that. That's odd. Or is that in? No, that's here. Oh yeah, there's this stuff. Query pool. Wait, frames in flight, yeah, it was just used here. Have I played around with Cursor AI? No, not that specifically. I haven't really played around with anything apart from just like Claude and ChatGPT in terms of AI. Wonder why this is upset. Oh, because of virtual functions. It's alright. And yeah, query pool as I expected. Not ready for compiling yet. Okay, so yeah, device params. I guess, yeah, we should probably... Okay, so, yeah. So we'll have probably like a static ref swap chain. No, that's not here. This will just be here. And I guess init ultimately can get everything. So, because we should have from application, we should be able to get a device. So you can either initialize this probably with a global, because the device and the stuff, the device and everything is effectively global. So I think as long as that's done, like, because we have a, yeah, get graphics device manager, and get graphics device. So you should be able to probably just do like mDevice params, for example, which we don't even have, but since we want to get the device parameters, yeah, it says protected inside here. We don't have anything that returns it, but I guess we can just add something that returns it. So that way we could do application, get graphics device manager, get device params, and that would just be kind of stored here. I mean, ultimately I feel like I would probably, I don't like storing stuff if I don't need to, so I would probably just be like auto, const auto, stupid C key, firing twice, const auto device params, you know, and then that, ultimately I'd replace all of that with that. And then, yeah, the families and stuff we're gonna have to get from the actual device. Actually, that probably be, yeah, in the device manager we'd have that. Windows Surface, we'll see in a minute. Why is it upset with begin frame? Probably just like a bug or whatever. So yeah, the actual device. Which it needs. So that is interesting. I think that's fine though. Right? NVR, yeah, because there's an NVRHI device, but then there's a Vulkan device. So where does it? Aha, so it's actually here. And there's probably like a way to get that, right? Or is it completely internal? Looks like it's completely internal. I guess that we should make these friends, these two classes, and then we can just get it from there. So what would that look like? That would basically be like get graphics device manager, cast to a Vulkan device manager. We are in a Vulkan situation right now. And that should be here, right? Platform Vulkan. Platform Vulkan. Oh, there's no header for this. We should make a header for this, probably. Oh, return type of begin frame. Yeah. Thanks. I don't know why begin frame is a boolean, actually. I guess we can... I think because if it doesn't work, then you don't do the rendering. So yeah. See ya, Rhizoma. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, because I kind of need access to a lot of this stuff. So I think we're going to have to make a header file out of it. I can get rid of this now. And I guess create Swapchain. It's very annoying because a lot of this stuff is, yeah, it's all right. Okay, so here is now the new header file. Actually should Hazel. And then I think it'll go down to like here. A lot of this stuff can be moved to the CP file now that it's not here. Yeah, and then I can say that we are a friend class, so friend class, Vulkan Swapchain. Oh, they capitalized the C, which is slightly annoying. And then hopefully, basically, what I've done, and what that means is that this should be defined, I think. Oh, right, because it did. So this should be Vulkan Device Manager, actually. And then this we can replace with Vulkan Device Manager. We need to include it as well. Yeah, so we can basically, so now that we do that, should this be a reference counter class? Maybe. Because now we actually should just be able to do that. Window surface we need to figure out. And then NVRHI device is just this. Return false. So I guess this should be a ball. This is the Vulkan device, yeah. So how do we get that? So the Vulkan device will be in here probably. Let's test it out here. This actually has to change this as well. And resize, we gotta handle that. What's this? Swapchain KHR. Okay, so this actually needs it, I guess, as NVRHI Vulkan device. And then that should work. Present queue. Yeah, I guess we should, the device owns that. All right, I'm gonna go and say good night. So I'll be back soon. Okay, this also needs this kind of device. A Vulkan device. All right, cool. Be back soon.